The IPRA Victoria Championship is proudly brought to you by Yokohama Motorsport, DLL Photography and Design, New Line Homes, 888 Capital Group Home Loans, and the Melbourne Car Kennel for all your automotive storage needs.
G'day everybody, my name's Steve DeVries and it's a very warm welcome to the fifth and final round of the Victorian Improved Production Club Championship for season 2019. We're back here at the wonderful Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit for the second time this year. We're here with a number of other categories that are finishing out their club championships as well. In terms of our club championship, Luke Gretschkumbo sewed up his third consecutive over 2 litre title at the previous round at Sandown, so his attention this round turns to keeping the number 1 on the door as the State Series champion heading into next season. Nathan Robinson's safe in second place, and then the real battle behind is for third place between the BMWs of Butcher, Braun and debutant Mark Farness, who's having a stellar debut in this year's over 2 litre championship. Under 2 litre sees the top 3 separated by just 50 points coming into this final round, with Stephen Zorkis, Bryson Lloyd and Mark Baldwin all fighting it out for the top 3 places. So sit back and relax and enjoy the final round of this year's IPRA Club Championship. Pole position in this morning's qualifying session, and visiting us from South Australia for the second time is Adam Poole, and he's brought his number 9 Holden Monaro along for the ride. Adam, great job in qualifying, mate, into the 41s.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much.
Well, the second time you've been here at Phillip Island. You were in the Nationals in 2016 here, and you also had a pretty good run in the Nationals over at the Bend last year as well. How's the car and how's it perform?
Yeah, no, look, the car's going pretty well. I'm here by myself this weekend, but it's been prepped by Coltec back in Adelaide, so no, she's going quite well, thank you.
Any sort of major modifications to the car you've done over the last few years?
Oh, look, I think with everyone in the class, it's a bit of a progression. We always seem to have some more speed somewhere, so we're trying to upgrade it. My car's been pretty much the same for pretty much since it's been built, so it's just a matter of getting it to go and stop a bit better, and myself practicing, I guess.
And you enjoy the circuit, obviously a pretty quick car, it's got some pace, and you've got 2 seconds over the guys behind, but looking forward to the races this weekend? Yeah,
well, clearly this is an iconic racetrack, so to come here and run well is really pleasing. It's an amazing track. It's got some fast stuff, so it suits my car. But it's also quite a brave track, so you really need to sort of get at it. But no, it's a pleasure to be here. Everyone's been super welcoming, so far so good.
Well, good welcome on behalf of the Improved Production Victoria guys, and looking forward to see what you can do across the weekend. Best of luck.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sadly, for a couple of drivers in the qualifying session, it didn't go according to plan, and one of those drivers is with us now. It's Brad Blunt, number 16 BMW M3. Talk us through the incident. What happened?
Mate just ran out of talent, I think, which is never a good thing. So I came out of turn 4 and stepped sideways on me and thought I'd caught it, but I didn't, and just flipped me around the other way, and I was facing backwards on the track going sideways, and poor old Mark Baldwin had nowhere to go, and we actually had a head-on, funnily enough, on the track. So I feel really bad for Mark. So sorry, Mark. I apologise, and sorry to everyone for causing the yellows in quali. But that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it certainly does. That's motorsport. Unfortunately, the car's not able to be repaired in time for race number 1, even though we've got a little bit of a delay. But a bit philosophical about it, I guess. You've had a pretty good run a couple of times you've had the car out this year.
Yeah, look, the car's been really good. It's the last few years sort of did a bit of development on it and got the suspension and everything right, and it's pretty standard. There's not much done to it, but yeah, it was feeling really good. Did Phillip Island at the start, and then Winton, and then here, and was feeling really good, and went out. But just one of those things, just bloody missed it, and like I said, mate, ran out of talent, so not good.
No, not good. But in more positive news, good news for the category. You came on as the sponsor for the windshield banner and the club sponsor for the rest of the round and the rest of the year in Melbourne Car Kennel. And it's great to see the new sponsor on board. And how's the business going?
Yeah, look, business is good. So I've got a shed that's 1,000 square metres that I can fit about 70 odd cars in there. So it's pretty full at the minute, but could always do with some more, and got some outdoor storage behind security fence now too. So business is going well. But look, thanks to Gary and the committee as well. Gary, he works bloody hard for the category, and I had a quick chat to him about taking up the rest of the sponsorship, and we worked out a deal. So it was really good. So I think they're working on something for next year, but more than happy to step in and help the category, and look, it helps me as well, helps push the brand a little bit. So it's it's been good, been very good.
One of the best things about improved production racing is the sheer different numbers of cars that you get, all different makes and models. We see Holdens, we see Fords, we see Toyotas, we even see the odd occasion of a Mazda. But the one thing that's really great to see is the unique cars that pop up every now and again, and we're about to go and take a look at one that's come all the way from New South Wales this weekend, and it's Proud Pilot. It's Ben Dinnerville, and the car is a Ford RS Sierra. Ben, first of all, a welcome from the IP Victorian guys.
Thanks, Steve. It's great to be down here. It's guys have put on a great event. It's a great track. It's an awesome place in the world to practice motorsport.
Well, talk about this car, because this is something we don't see every day. There was only 5,000 of them built worldwide, and you've got your hands on one.
Yeah, there's not many of them around. I've been a bit of a fanboy of them since the late 80s, early 90s, when DJR and everyone else was racing them around. I've wanted to race one for a few years and managed to find a shell about 2 years ago, and spent the last 18 months building it up, and what are we, about 6-8 weeks ago, got it out for its first race, and here we are today.
Now, you have raced previously quite a number of years ago. You're sort of just finding your way back into it again, as I understand. Yeah,
about 20 odd years ago, I actually used to own one of the Benson & Hedges RS500s, not the one that won Bathurst, but the one that was the sister car that weekend. I raced that best part of 20 years ago. Unfortunately sold it, and I'm kicking myself now with the value that they're at. But yeah, can't go and buy one of those, so the next best thing was building this.
And how are you finding the track? You obviously said you love it. You've been here before on a bike, but how's it compared to the car?
The bike's got a bit, I don't know, the bike you're closer to everything, but I'm loving it in the car. It's great. Sorting out a few suspension issues, which is making it a bit uncomfortable. It's a big commitment track. So if the car's not on the money, you don't feel quite comfortable, but yeah, every session we're getting better. So yeah, really enjoying the track.
Well, it's great to have you down from New South Wales, and the car's a real head turner, and we look forward to seeing you the next time you come down, but have a great remainder of the weekend.
Great, thank you. Thanks for all the sponsors, all the event organisers, the marshals, everyone else. It's a great event. Thank you.
We're here with Mark Farness and his VF Commodore. Mark, you've had a pretty stellar debut this year in the category. Your qualifying didn't go according to plan, though.
Yeah, it was a lot of traffic. I couldn't get a good run. I went out pretty early and was trying to get it in the first couple laps, but just with the traffic, I just blew it basically. So then a few yellow flags. So I tried my best, but then the checkered flag came out. So yeah, 17th was the position that I ended up getting. So yeah, not too great, but anyway, the race is next, and that was the better one for me.
Yeah, certainly was for you. 8 places, started 17th, ended up inside the top 10 in P9. Sum up that race for us, because you do tend to make up quite a few spots if you start a bit further down.
Yeah, I suppose the car's got pace to be in that sort of, with the guys that are out there, about that 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th position. So it's just getting through them as clean as possible. So today they were pretty fortunate. It was pretty good getting through them. It was good fun, actually, so I can't really complain.
Oh, good to hear. Now, you've, as we said, you've had a pretty decent year in your first year in the category. 5th overall in terms of the club points, so nothing to be frowned upon. Some really good, solid results, but you have had your fair share of trouble along the way as well, haven't you?
Yeah, just a bit of running out of talent on a few tracks, but that's one of them, and I've had one DNF, so I've been pretty lucky for that. But yeah, it's sort of driver talent, and spinning off doesn't help. So yeah.
No, it certainly doesn't, and looking forward to the rest of the weekend, and also to see what you can do next year. See maybe you can take it to the BMW brigade that seems to be hounding you all the time.
Yeah, the car needs a bit more pace, so we'll see how we go next year. It'll be good to get out. I might have to, unfortunately, park it for a few rounds just to spend some money on the car, because it's a bit hard, sort of every round coming out, and family life. So yeah, but we'll see how we go, and maybe 2 or 3 rounds next year. So.
Wayne Twist started inside the top 10 in race 1, and Wayne, you did pretty well to hold your own there for most of the race, but you finished outside the 10 in 11th, but you did expect those cars behind you, the quicker ones especially, would come through and swallow you up.
Absolutely. I mean, in the past, I always liked to get into the top 10, but that's getting harder and harder to do. So I was pretty happy with my qualifying position in 10 and happy with my time at 48, which is good for me. So like you say, I had a chat with you before and I thought, oh, those strong V8s are going to get me. But finishing 11th wasn't too bad considering I saw them coming up behind. So, yeah.
And there's still a few more of them to come through, but you'll start tomorrow from 11th place for race 2. What are your thoughts looking forward at that race tomorrow morning?
Well, if I can keep 11th to 14th or something, or 12th or 13th, I'd be pretty happy with that, because they're pretty hard to keep out those V8s at this track. I've got the measure over the back, but down the front straight, I can't do anything about it. So, yeah. So, yeah, see how we go tomorrow. Car's going really well though, so I'm very happy with it, and I'm happy with my driving, so all good so far.
All good to hear. And also still noticing you're running the Kelvin Twist logo on the bonnet, as well as a number of drivers still running the Twist logos as well.
That's right. He passed away 6 years ago, and yet only today I had some guys coming to me, can you get me some stickers? So I've got to get some more for those who want to run it. So yes, he's still in our memory. He's a big part of the club, and people still talk to me about him actually. So his legacy still lives on. So and every time I go out there, I think of him. So that helps me go.
Sorely missed, and all good, and looking forward to tomorrow, and have a good rest of the weekend.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you very much to all of our sponsors. And I feel sorry for our sponsor on the windscreen. Poor Brad Blunt. Yeah, he came and had a bit of bother in qualifying, and I'm not sure that I don't think he'd be running. So.
We've had a few people return to the improved production category this year, and we've got another one here now. David Bone and his little Datsun 1600. David, you haven't run since the 2016 Nationals, but you're back out here in Phillip Island.
Back out to have a run, yeah. Nearly 3 years. Car's been in various stages of disrepair through that time, and time travels. And it shows today, very rusty, very rusty.
Well, it's not your typical Datsun 1600 either. You don't see one with a 3.4 litre motor in it. Talk to us a little bit about it.
It's just an SR with a turbo, put together by the guys at Boostworks in Adelaide, and it's good. It's got lots of grunt. Very happy with the way it's performing. It's been a while since I've been able to go out, do laps, come off the track, and the thing's not popping and squealing and dropping oil and doing all sorts of stuff. So thanks to Sean for that. That's it's pleasing, makes a good weekend when you can just come and put oil and water in it and keep circulating. So that's fun. Just got to work on a bit of speed.
I was going to say, you said you're a little bit rusty, but it's good to have a car under you that it's behaving the way you expect it to behave. And how are you going with regards to getting back into it after a couple of years out?
It's a slow process, so I'm not trying to do it all in one weekend. So hopefully I'll get through this weekend, can go away and have a look at some data, and maybe come back and do Island Magic, and maybe I'll be a bit quicker.
Definitely looking like it's going to be a huge grid for Island Magic, so if you do make it, it'd be great to see you out there again, and have a good race 3 this afternoon.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. I'm sure I'll be here for Island Magic. Fingers crossed this afternoon goes well, but yeah, Island Magic for sure. Yep.
Here with Stuart Dearden, who's new to the category this year. Stuart, you've got yourself an ex-saloon car with a livery on it that's not too dissimilar to the one that Craig Lowndes had when he defected from Holden to Ford in supercars.
That's right. It's a pretty striking livery, and I had seen the car about 7-8 years ago doing a couple of 6-hour relays here. So when the car came up for sale, I sort of had known the car, and being an ex-saloon, I thought got a logbook. So we're sort of halfway there, and I wanted something that was a good entry point into a racing category. So it's and I've I sort of did my first run in May with IP. Wonderful bunch of guys. So I've got a lot of learning to do, but I had a lot of help along the way and didn't have a lot of expectations going in, really just to sort of gain experience.
Well, you're in the middle of a gearbox changeover at the moment, so that help that you're getting is certainly coming into play right now. Talk to us a little bit about your year. How have you seen your first year in improved production?
This is my third round. I did the first one in May here. Pretty daunting, sort of coming from sort of 10 years of doing a lot of sprints and regularity. As I said, sort of, pretty much all just getting into a rhythm at the back of the sort of the field and working my way up. The guys have been awesome with all the tips and the help that they've sort of been giving me along the way as well. We did Sandown. Did a barra conversion because the 3.9 was good, but I wanted to sort of get a step up. So the Sandown run was a little bit mixed. I had a few mechanical teething issues just sort of popping up as you do when you do that. So Sandown was a bit of a hard one to sort of, didn't really seem to get into a rhythm for the weekend because I was sort of chasing mechanical teething problems to get the car right. But again, had a lot of fun there. And then this is my third run this weekend. So
we're here with one of the perennial place getters in the improved production Victorian class, and it's Adrian Taranto and his little Audi S3. Adrian, 21 places, believe it or not, on lap 1. That's an incredible achievement from the back of the grid.
Yeah, it is. Testament to the quality of the Audi to be able to get it off the line quite easily and to make up massive ground straight away. All-wheel drive always helps when everyone else is struggling with only having two-wheel drive to get tyre temp on that first lap. So the car's got phenomenal grip straight off the line, straight away every race. And obviously, like a few of the guys obviously can sort of understand that the car's got a great start potential and give us the space off the line to be able to maximise it and chop a few up. But yeah, we cleaned a hell of a lot up before we hit the start-finish line there and starting from way back. So good.
Well, your starts have certainly been the highlight for me this year, and getting cars off the line that are four-wheel drive are notoriously difficult if you don't get it right, but it's been something that you've been able to do time and time again this year and with great effect.
Yeah, it is. It's if everyone else had the opportunity to drive and they realise how easy it is to get off the line, you don't have to give it maximum RPM to get it going. When we have done silly things like that, we've broken stuff. So we've we've dropped it back a bit, and generally at about 2800 is all you have to give it off the line, and it'll get going. So yeah, it's easy as, and it doesn't take a lot of skill to get it off the line, thank God. I've had a few great battles with a few different cars, and like your Mark the Farness is probably my key standout, like knowing that you can go toe to toe with a big capacity V8, though it's a heavy one. We've had some ding-dong battles at every circuit this year, and I'm just sort of spewing. I haven't had a chance to have a crack at him again here. Yeah, overall the season's been great. Had a lot of great battles with a lot of good guys, and obviously it's testament to the quality of the cars in Victoria. The cars are great. The blokes are, all of them are great. They all have a chat. We all have it's a very good camaraderie in the whole group, I think.
Here with our over 2 litre round winner for the 5th round of the championship in Adam Poole. Adam, it's been a successful trip across the border from South Australia for you.
Yeah, look, sure has. Pole and 3 race wins. I can't complain. Very happy. Thank you.
And looking forward to seeing what the rest of the year's got for you, and the sponsors that continue to allow you to go racing.
Yeah, sure. Well, look, I'm mostly self-funded, so there's not too many people to thank, but I've had a great time. Everyone here in Vic has been great and very welcoming. Look forward to coming back. Thank you.
Under 2 litre round winner, and not only that, our new under 2 litre club champion for 2019, Steve Zorkas. Steve, it's been a successful debut for the new car this year.
Yeah, we've finished on top, which is good. It hasn't been easy. We obviously missed Winton and had our fair share of problems, but we've managed to deal with them and come out good. So I'd like to thank all the club sponsors for the year. My personal sponsors, STZ Construction, Shopping Town Motorbody Repairs, Wilson and Frenchie, and my team, John Zorkas and Chris Dragas, all the help they put in for the year. It's been good.
Here with our defending club champion for 2019, 3 in a row he's done, and it's Luke Gretschkumbo. Luke, the season has not been without adversity for you, but somehow you've managed to get your hands on a 3rd consecutive over 2 litre club championship.
Yeah, thanks mate, it's been awesome, and managed to secure the CAMS Vic State champ as well again this year, so back to back. I'm pretty chuffed about that, but yeah, as usual, I want to thank the sponsors of the club, my own personal sponsors as well, GC Electrical, Powerhouse Engines, Craig's Onsides Golf Carts, Novia Security, Pro Country Services, and all the boys that work on it. It's been fantastic. It's yeah, couldn't have wished for any more.
Well, that's a wrap for round 5, the 5th and final round of the Improved Production Victorian Club Championship for season 2019. Been a hell of a round, but it's also been a hell of a season. And joining me for a quick summary of the season is the Vice President of the Improved Production Victoria, David Cox. David, sum up this season for us. It's been one hell of a year.
It certainly has. We've had a lot of new guys join the category. We've had a lot of guys come back after a few seasons off, so we've had bumper fields, upwards of 40 to 50 cars in nearly every round. So it's been a really good year. We've had fantastic help from our sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. DLL Photography and Design. We've got New Line Homes. Rick and Julie have been part of the category for nearly on a decade now. We've got Brad Blunt with the Melbourne Car Kennel, who's come on this year as a new major sponsor. We hope to continue that sponsorship for many years to come. We've also got Yokohama. Our AO50 tyres are absolutely fantastic. And we've also got 888, Cameron McKinnon with Capital 8 Home Loans. Fantastic. So all our category sponsors, and anyone who's looking to come aboard as a IP sponsor or get involved with the category, have a look at our website or contact any of the guys on the committee, and we would love to see more and more people out in improved production.
Well, that's not the end of the Improved Production racing for this year. There's still the Improved Production Nationals to come, the 15th to the 17th of November down at Baskerville Speedway. It's going to be a challenge to see who can actually get a hold on a championship other than Ray Hislop for a change. And then only a week after that, we're back here for Island Magic for, I think it's the 49th running of Island Magic, looking like we're possibly going to get upwards of 50 cars. So until next time, please drive safely and bye for now.